Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Ever Beauty. I'm here with Morayma Makay, who is a friend from LA. Hello, good morning for you.
Yep.
Morayma is so interesting because she is over 40. We can say that, even though you would never know by looking at her. But she started her journey in health and wellness as a model, and modeled for about 15 years for Nike, Adidas, Tommy Hilfiger, and all over the world. And so I wanted to just have her share her top five. We're going to do top five beauty tips, and we'll get to those beauty tips that Morayma will kindly share with us in a few minutes. But first, I just wanted to chat a little bit because she has just amassed such an amazing knowledge base in the health and wellness, natural medicine, integrative medicine field, because of, well, a healthy lifestyle from the start. But then I'll let you tell kind of what spurred your journey into alternative medicine, integrative medicine, and how that applies to beauty.
Okay. Well, it's like you were saying, I grew up with a healthy lifestyle. My parents were very into vegetarianism and stuff like that, well beyond their time, even though I'm not anymore. But so I knew about alternative medicine, homeopathy, naturopathy. I just never really used it after I left home to go to college and then started modeling. But the basics of eating healthy and drinking lots of water and taking care of my skin and that type of thing, exercising, that all stuck with me. And I kept with it. But it's not until later on when I had my son and he ended up having a health crisis. He had an adverse reaction to a medication that a lot of kids get when they're little. It wasn't good for him. We didn't know it at the time. And he started to have a lot of health issues. Basically, his immune system was under attack, and his pediatrician didn't know what to do. We took him to specialists. We were living in Oregon at the time, top specialists in Portland. Nobody knew what to do. And he just kept getting prescribed more and more pharmaceutical medications, which came with their own side effects, which then needed more medications to take care of. And it was to the point where I said, you know what? I said to myself, I gave birth to a perfectly healthy baby, and I'm going to get that perfectly healthy baby back. And I'm going to stop this cocktail of meds. And I stayed awake night after night after night, researching and putting basically pieces of the puzzle together on how to recover my son. And knock on wood, and thank goodness, what I ended up finding out worked. It was everything from craniosacral therapy to acupuncture to holistic remedies, finding an integrative pediatrician, especially moving back to LA, making sure that I found a doctor that didn't kind of roll his eyes or not know what I was talking about when I talked about, giving him turmeric or probiotics. And so it really opened my eyes wider than I even thought possible when I had to sit down and find something to help my child.
Yeah, I just think that's such a beautiful story. And as you know, I went through a very similar situation with my son. And I think that in integrative medicine and natural medicine, all the alternative healing modalities are such a gift, but it almost takes a health crisis in people's lives to really embrace them and use them. And that's what brought both of us to the depth of knowledge that we've thankfully been able to cultivate through our journey and our passion for our own children. I think I would have never learned as much. I would have never learned this much. I never thought I was capable of learning this much until I went through that. But for our beauties on Ever Beauty, I wanted to just use some of that knowledge and for people who haven't, hopefully haven't, thank God, had to go through what we did, but just to take some of those holistic health ideas to contribute to what I hope is an emphasis for Ever Beauty, which is beauty from the inside out, because our health really determines how beautiful we feel, how magnetic our personalities are, how we can connect with others, and just our vitality and energy. So that's what beauty is all about to me, and I know it is to you, Morayma, too. So I just wanted to see if you would love to share your top 5 beauty tips for today.
Sure. Gosh, in researching everything I did for my son, you know, it's kind of, and it's, I'm sure it's the same for you. You kind of can't help but find things that work for your own health.
Sure.
Um, and in, you know, it's like you were saying too, health equals beauty, and it really does, because whatever's going on inside of your body is going to reflect on your skin, on your hair, on, you know, your eyes, how sparkly they are. Sounds silly, but it's true. Um,
Absolutely.
and so my top 5, it's hard to limit it to 5 because there's so many, but I've got to
You
say,
can
like,
mention as whatever you like. And I should say here too that none of this is sponsored. This is our authentic,
100%.
our, discoveries, like yours actually, Morayma, whatever you feel, you're just sharing. And if we, Morayma has a wonderful blog, as well. We both have blogs and we disclose when there are affiliates or sponsors involved. But um, right now we're just sharing with no financial association.
Yeah, we just want you guys to get to feel beautiful as healthily as possible too.
Thank you
I
so
gotta
much.
say, number one is really basic, and everybody's heard this one, but drinking lots of water. I find, you know, kind of passing that threshold into 40, you really start to get concerned with little lines, and you know, I mean, everything kind of starts showing up overnight. And I really notice that when I drink lots of water, my skin plumps up. It's, you know, it doesn't matter how much stuff you put on your face. If you're not hydrated, it's going to show. I also tend to break out if I don't drink enough water. And what I've been doing, I really have started getting into essential oils lately. What I've been doing is putting food grade lemon or orange or grapefruit essential oil in my water, and it tastes better, so I want to drink more. And it also just helps my body flush itself without any like really diuretic effects. Losing weight is not something I'm looking into, but I definitely want to keep my body clean of toxins because we're exposed to so much.
Absolutely.
And water with a little bit of lemon essential oil really alkalizes things. So that's a major beauty tip for me. Another one, which is also from the inside out, is probiotics. Having a really probiotic rich diet, whether you take supplements or not, when your gut health is optimal, it's going to show up everywhere. Your skin's going to be healthy, your hair, your nails, everything. And so I don't always take a supplement, but I do like to eat probiotic rich foods like kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, and just add a little bit every day to your diet, and it makes such a great difference. And even in your overall physique, how you feel, there's less bloating.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you feel sexier that way too.
That's wonderful. Such a great reminder. And I have learned recently that depending on what you need for what type of health concern, the probiotics can be very beneficial. But really, the foods, like you mentioned, have more strains and have a lot more, they're more comprehensive. So, food is kind of, we always get back to let food be your medicine. Food is
Yes,
always just the way to go if you really know how to choose the right foods and source them.
it's so true. It's so true. And then for actual things that I use on my skin, I'll bring up essential oils again. I have very oily skin, always have. And so I was really afraid of using oils for a long time until I finally, one of my friends convinced me, and she gave me some, and I started using them on my face. Didn't make my face oilier, didn't make me break out, quite the opposite. One of the two that I use the most are frankincense, which is kind of like a superpower for your face. And helps get rid of scars, helps with acne, helps with wrinkles. And then the other one I use is carrot seed oil. I went through a divorce and I lost my father a few years ago, kind of all around the same time. And during that time, I developed a facial rash from the stress. And so at that point, I was not able to use a lot of sunscreen, which is important. And because I quite haven't been able to figure out what ingredient it is in pretty much all the sunscreens that aggravates my skin. So in order to keep the rash away, I can't use it. But carrot seed oil naturally has an SPF factor in it. So I just add a few drops to my regular moisturizer, put it on, and then my skin's protected. And
Wow, it's great to know for the
yes,
summer that carrot seed oil has natural SPF.
it
And
does. It's
shea
amazing.
butter, I believe shea butter does too.
You.
We can make our own formula for this
Exactly.
non-toxic
Fun.
sunscreen. That's great. Love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Another thing that I love is hyaluronic acid, which you can find organic hyaluronic acid. That's an amazing skin plumper. I like to put it on my lips, face, everywhere. You know, neck, now décolletage. We have to be concerned with that now too, but it's amazing. I like to use brands that are organic, that are plant sourced. But the hyaluronic acid works amazing because it literally plumps your skin up. And so, yeah, I like using that. And then to kind of make the oils and that serum work even better, I'd say my last tip would be I've recently started using a derma roller and a jade roller. So I use the derma roller, which has got the tiny little spikes, and you kind of roll it around your face.
Okay.
And
yes, I've seen these.
yeah, so it's collagen boosting, and it also just, it's not like it pokes holes in your skin, but it makes it so your skin's more receptive to the serums and the oils and the moisturizers that you use.
Okay.
In the morning, I use a jade roller, which just helps massage your face. And so it's like a lymphatic massage, and you just kind of roll it around. And that also helps with the absorption of whatever you put on in the morning. Just kind of helps your face feel a little bit more awake. So
Fantastic.
those are, yeah. I'm sure there's more.
Gorgeous. Your skin is gorgeous. So what I can do is link for our readers to the roller. I've seen those, and I like microdermabrasion too. But I've seen a lot of good reviews on those rollers. So we'll link to that, and we'll link to Morayma writes at adulthoodrewired.com. Did I get it right? And of course, we'll link to that too, but she's a health and wellness writer, researcher, and just a wonderful resource for health and beauty information. So thank you so much for sharing with us. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too, and it was my pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.